Okay, so there is another side to what probably comes across as a rather kind of downbeat message here. But another sad truth is that big money alone will not make you a winner. Yes, temporarily, yes, for the next few sessions, but eventually, tits up, wheels come off, belly up, blah blah. Crash and burn, all those other good expressions that apply to gambling. And you only have to look at the likes of Crazy Cody, Burn Money, and Steve Will Do It, Steve De Leonardis, I think. These guys pushing out huge sums of money, and they include Vegas Matt from time to time when he's having a sort of a shillionaire celebration or whatever. Vast sums of money put on the table, and the size of the bet obviously is completely irrelevant. I mean, I'm proving that all the time with these demos when I have to run away from one shoe to another, or from the game of baccarat to the game of blackjack, or vice versa. Usually not vice versa, because blackjack in the sim world is the sim that has the highest allowable table limit. So, big bucks will not make you a winner. It's a fact, in spite of lies from Dana White and John Sirasani and others who pretend that they're lifetime winners, that they have some kind of magic touch, and of course they don't. Ridiculous. And if you bet a tight spread, you will lose. Plain and simple. If you don't bet progressively so that you can win more when you win and you lose when you lose, then it's game over. Not immediately, not tomorrow necessarily, but soon. And it's just something to keep in mind. So, yeah, I mean, if you think it's fun to take, say, 5,000 to a baccarat table and start betting at 500 and lose all your money, then great. But when people like Bobby Rivas and others, Vegas Matt and so on, when they do that, they don't care, because they're going to get their money back. You won't. So you need to have a better plan. That's all I'm saying. Okie dokie then. So here we go. Another Sunday, start of another week. Another look at the current front page, and obviously the big red numbers here jump right out at us. And the most important thing is the numbers beside them that indicate a couple of big fat blackjack turnarounds. And obviously, I want to stress, just in case you haven't been with me before, that there's a full record, screen recording of each one of those sessions, and I struggle a bit to even talk about them because they were not very pleasant. But on the other hand, they were quick. We got out of this one in about 25 minutes, and this one in about 30 minutes, I think, or maybe it was the other way around. But anyway, the most important thing is that the whole principle of pattern betting, which is that you just, as soon as you hit a table limit, you move, you get out of there. And there are other pressures, triggers for gagging, which is short for get up and go. Alexa, stop. This is sort of like breakfast time for me, somewhat late in the morning, but Alexa goes bonkers, reminding me to make sure that I take my pills and I have my crunchy crumpet and coffee and I do blah, 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 blah. Sorry about that. But anyway, this is real life that you're witnessing here right now. Nothing great, nothing amazing, nothing world-beating or anything like that. It's just, I think, pretty normal, almost boring. Well, I don't find it boring, but you probably do. Anyway, I'm rambling. 65,200 worth of losses here, offset by a win of 172,500 over there, and then 56,000 lost here, offset by a blackjack win, all of it on record, 80,000 over there. So anyway, let's get on with the business of me getting back on the horse, because I didn't much enjoy being bucked off yesterday. But again, I'm contradicting myself, because I kind of do enjoy it when I'm able to show you that it is possible to beat these games, these casino table games, these negative expectation, tilted, house advantaged games, if you know how, in terms of a betting strategy that really honestly works long term. But most importantly, if you have an appropriate amount of money behind you, which goes somewhere towards recognizing the firepower that's staring at you from the other side of the table, the dealer's tray, which has anything from 100,000 to 500,000 in there. It depends, obviously, where you're playing, but they have got an awful lot of firepower there. And if you go after one of those games with a tin pot bankroll, then well, good luck. So I did remember to get a new session labeled. It's bizarre, I think, that two blackjack sort of rescues have been necessary in a row. But hey, it's the process. A double for the loss. 1, 2. Bloody hell. 3, 4. Damn it. 7, 8. I will go longer than 3 consecutive losses on player, as long as it's less than 1,000. After that, oh, bugger. Hate ties. All right, so we got our turnaround there eventually. 1,500 to rescue 125. It's sort of like it's in the area of, 8%, something like that. It's not terrible. That's in 4 minutes, but then I was wittering for 4 minutes. No, 4.5 minutes, and I was wittering for 4 of them. So anyway, double for the loss. Repeat. Minimum. Always go back to the minimum when you've made your money. Don't be greedy. Repeat. There it is. +1 for the first win. That's the opening win in a new series. That's another +1. And another +1. That's a double for the tie. You don't do that if the bet is over 100, but double for the tie if the bet is 100 or less. See what I mean? Now we don't do anything. All right, and now we're on 2, 3. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it. 11, 6. Now the bet should be 11, 12. Okay, so that matches the hop trigger, which means that we're not in danger over here just yet. But we are going to go over to the bank and bet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I freeze the bet like that simply because it's kind of like a toe in the water, and also it gives you a chance to take a breath. Okay, so now we're on 17, and we're going to call that 3, 4 in 500s. And we're out. So we had to bet 7,000 to save 625. So it's about the same sort of level of return as before, about 8%, something like that. I could ask Alexa, but you can do that in your head, can't you? All right, back to the mint on the bank. +1. +1 after the win. Plus another 1. Plus max. I will not go further than 5 units. This will be the 5th win in a row. Okay, now we just repeat. Okay, now we're going to chase it because we only had one of those. There it is. Back to the minimum on the bank. And much more aggressive on the bank because of that pesky commission. We don't like commission. Now 2-3. This will be the last bet on the bank if we lose it because it'll be 3 in a row lost. So now 5-3. Over on player. The freeze again on the hop. Okay, now 2-3. Now 5-6. Damn it. Ay, ay, ay. It's going to be 2-3 and 500s on player. You sodding ties. Honestly, they are such a waste of time. There we go. All right, back to the minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat. Minimum. +1. Now I'm sitting here in my pajamas right now. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know. I tend to do that. I come in here just to turn on the computer and then somehow I get sucked in. 51. 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Goody goody. Back to the min. That is so important. These professional losers on YouTube lose the way they do because they don't know when to stop winning. You have to have a win stop or a stop win rather than a stop loss, because otherwise you'll just throw it all away. So don't be greedy. That's the key. Anyway, what the hell was that? Okay, 51. 2-3. Oh no, that should be on banker. It should have been on banker, shouldn't it? I think. No. All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. And the repeat comes simply because we have a kind of a lower limit. We won't accept less than. When the bet is less than 100, we won't accept a turnaround win for that sequence of less than 75. And if the bet is 100 or more, then we won't accept less than 100 profit on turnaround. Which sort of makes complete nonsense of the casino campaign against progressive betting, which says, well, yes, and then after all that risk and all that stress and all that having to dig so deep and having to bet so much, blah, 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 you only win 1 unit. Well, bugger that for a game of candles, I'll tell you. Okay, so that was a 50. Was that a 50-50? It was. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. Back to the minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2. 8. 3, 4. Thank you, player. All right, we're not doing spectacularly, but we're well over 2,000 ahead, so that's always good, you know. Double for the loss. And if you can do better than me at this, then obviously don't hang around with me anymore. Don't waste your time. Go off and make some money using your method. Is that 51? It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah, 51. 2-3. Goody goody. Back to the men. Double for the loss. 1-2. Bloody hell. 3-4. Now we're on 7-8 on player, aren't we? There it is. The magic 2,500, which is ideal. $51. I think we're going to be kicked out of this one in a minute. Repeat. 1-2. There we go. Are we out yet? That looks like an out, doesn't it? All right, so look at that. 34 wins, 34 losses. That's super tidy. Your pro losers on YouTube would, if they were lucky, would break even after winning exactly as many as they lost or losing exactly as many as they won. They would not make 2,675 shoe balance at the end of that experience. That is a fact. You know, it's just how it is. Random betting, flat betting, stupid. It's as simple as that. And that's what you witness all the time on YouTube with those professional losers. Your Vegas Matts, your Bobby Rivases, your Mr. Handpays, your Brandon O'Briens, your Looney Tunes like Dana White and Crazy Cody Burn Money and the Jack of Farts, what's his face? Steve D. Leonardis. Steve will do it, as he calls himself. I mean, you know, come on. Not a chance. Anyway, I guess what I have to do is save this, and I'm going to play another one because I'm in charge. I can do what I want. I think that was a turnaround there, so there's no rollover. We're starting another shoe. God, and I'm still in my pajamas, and I still haven't had my coffee. Tut! All right. Come on then. There we go. Double for the tie. +1. Less another one. Well, this is a good start. It won't last though. And we don't go higher than that. And we chase it because we only won 1. So now we're on 3-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! 7-8. Bingo bango. All right, I am actually going to pause this because I'm in my pajamas and it's bloody freezing, and I need a cup of coffee and a bowl of porridge. So just hang about. This isn't going to cost you any time. It's just going to be a lapse on the clock up there, and I keep that thing up there, top right, so that the trolls can't claim that I have edited things and sort of fixed things and faked things and so on. And this is the great thing about this really brilliant platform in which I have no vested interest whatsoever. But I know a good thing when I see it, and I saw it a couple of years ago and thought, this is going to enable me to demonstrate how to kick the shit out of baccarat. And yes, we've had a couple of recent losses, which we quickly turned around at blackjack. And blackjack is pretty much the same game in terms of house advantage. It's about minus 1.25, minus 1.3% against the player long term at this game. And it's less than 1%, minus 1% against the player at blackjack. But anyway, I'm pissing off now. Back in a bit. All right. So that's, let me see now. What have I done in the last split second? Breakfast sorted, coffee sorted, Sunday papers sorted, bananas sorted, eggs sorted. Wow. Oh, and beer. Mustn't forget that. All right, so back in the game. Minimum. Uh-oh. Seems kind of odd that it would save the shoe, but not the settings. Oh well. Double for the loss. Double for the tie, because it's 100 or less. That's good enough. Back to the min. We are not greedy. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51. Repeat. 1, 2. Try again. Good enough. Minimum. +1 for the win. 51. Repeat. Alexa, stop. 1, 2. Oh, don't forget to take your pills. Okay. That's a warning. All right, so I'm just doing that because I don't think I've done it before, and people who are actually following these things need to know just exactly how flexible and how informative this platform is. And I've got to stress, I have no investment in this, no involvement in it. I have virtually no contact with the people who ran it, designed it, own it, monetized it, and all the rest of it. They have given me a very generous deal where I don't have to pay to use it, but that's not exactly a screaming incentive to push something that isn't absolutely the best baccarat training platform anywhere, because I've just never seen anything like this. I mean, like, you look at the Wizards baccarat sim, and it's bollocks compared to this. Not that it's terrible, it's just crap compared to this. Okay, so back to the min. Double for the tie. +1. 1, 2. Try again. Bloody hell. All right. Back to the min. Double for the tie. 51. Double for the tie. 3, 4. There we go. Back to the min. Yeah, I had somebody ask me the other day what I thought would be an ideal step up from these videos. And I'm kind of thinking, it'd be kind of great if I could get one of these idiots, these professional losers on YouTube to challenge me, like, I don't know, Vegas Matt or whoever, and then they'd play baccarat, and I will, tell them, they make their bets. Vegas Matt makes his dumb bets on bankroll all the time, and I just say to them, okay, now for me, bet so and so on such and such, and I'd kick their ass every time. I mean, it would be, unless they get a winning streak going, and these things do happen. You do see winning streaks from time to time, but not often enough. That's a +1. That's a +1. That's a 1, 2. Back to the min. Yeah, that would be kind of fun to do, I think. I'm not sure that the casinos would go for it, but I mean, I'd do a screen recording on this end, so it would all be kosher. But I don't think they have that kind of imagination, these guys. I mean, their entire purpose is simply to keep producing half-baked content with stupid bets, irresponsible bets, reckless, self-destructive bets, and then grab the money back from Moogle at the end of the day. I think that must be another +1. And that's a double for the tie. And then that's a drop back to plus max. That's a chase it. And we're out of that, so back to the min. Now that's a repeater. God, we're well ahead this time. Look at this. So, so I mean, I think even Vegas Matt, well, I don't know, would he or not? No, he wouldn't, because see, look at this. Bankers are getting fucking murdered. I F-bombed again. Oh dear. Vegas Matt would not approve. All right, back to the min. $51. 2, 3. 5, 6. Damn it. So it should be 11, 12. But I'm not betting that. I'm going to go 6 on the banker. So, because I lost 3 in a row, I'm going to banker with the 6. And I'm freezing the bet just to sort of put my toe in the water. So 11, 6. Ouch. So that is 4, 5 in 500s. Well, will you look at that? See, and I've got all our commission covered. It's very important not to save the commission until later. Build it into the turnaround bet. Don't be daft. Be deft, not daft. Oh, I hadn't thought of that before. Back to the men, still on banker. +1. 1, 2, 3, +1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that couldn't possibly work, could it? That's going to need to be a 300 bet. Okay, so that's going to be 5, 5. I think that'll just about cover our nasties. There it is. Yeah, we're covered there. All right, back to the min on the banker. +1. God, but look at this. We're actually kicking ass here. +1. That's another one. Can't believe this. It's bloody bizarre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it again. Next one, we'll go back to the minimum, but I'm not sure we're going to get there. We don't double those. Damn, look at this. Blimey O'Reilly. Okay. That will be a minimum bet on the banker. +1. All right, well, I'm going to call this a wash for this session. 26 minutes, but I was wittering for the first 4, I think. But 6,250 near enough. 42 wins to 23 losses. Well, all I can say to that is about bloody time after the crap that I had to dig my way out of the last few times. Oh yeah, and I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing the vine because this was so long down here. This was all bankers, wasn't it? Yeah. It's just a great setup, this. Anyway, let's save that shoe. And that's changed the picture somewhat in terms of house edge, but it's made us money again. Oh God, how boring. And let's have a look at them for the edit later. Alrighty. So we had 2 full shoes this time. First one was a rollover. So what are we looking at there? 6, 4, 2, 6. 6, 2, 4, 6. 23 minutes is what I'm going to call it. All right then. Pausing. Okay, so there's the summary in place. First one was a rollover. We had a little bit dangling there, so we rolled that over to the next one. And then the last one. So we had 2 full shoes, which makes a nice change, because if you look down here, you see a whole load. I mean, just an occasional full shoe. There's one there, and there's one there. But otherwise, we're running away. And it's a perfectly sensible thing to do. And yeah, I've had people say to me, yeah, well, that's ridiculous because things will always even up, things will always change. It's not about that. It's about giving yourself a break, giving yourself a little bit of a kind of a time to regroup, just check your chips, make sure everything's okay. And when you move to another shoe, there are no guarantees that it's going to be better than the one that you just left because it was shit. You can't be sure of that. But it's always going to be the same story. It's going to be about a 50-50 proposition with a slight edge to the other side, to the enemy. So why not? Doesn't make any difference, But you don't want to be gagging too often because that's just silly. It's a waste of time. But let's have a look at these shoes anyway so that I can bang on the details later. We are looking at 34 wins, 8,150, 34 losses, 5,500. And if there's anybody left who can look at something like this and then tell me it's not possible to win more when you win than you lose when you lose, then I think there's brain damage involved in this equation somewhere. A nasty blow to the head, whatever, because it, in session after session after session after session after session, did I say session enough there? Session after session, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Winning more when I win than I lose when I lose, so that losing more bets than I win, which is inevitable with these games with a house advantage over time, doesn't hurt me. That's what it's about. So there you go. And let's have a look at the next one. All right. 42. I think we still just about make it in terms of average win value over average loss value, but I won't know that until you do when I put up that thingy up there. 42 into, I don't know, whatever. It's possible to do it in your head, or at least it was once for me, but I guess it isn't anymore. So those are the 2 shoes that we played just now, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, so it's nice to be back on track with a couple of winning shoes. I mean, let's face it, we've got 180 shoes in here, and the vast majority of the sessions have been very successful. It just happens. The weirdest thing, I mean, like I go forever and ever without having to run to blackjack to get access to the higher bet limit, and it happens twice in what, 3 sessions, 2 sessions, really odd. But anyway, that's how it goes. What we're looking at now, as you can see, is a reduced win percentage at baccarat, because we had those 2 nasty sessions. One that cost us 61,000, which is the top one on this screen, and then pop up to the one that cost us before. Alexa, stop. The one that set us back before 45,000, which was on the 11th. I mean, today is the 14th. So, I mean, that is just the weirdest thing. However, as usual, we came out alive. The chart down below is looking good. I've just added the latest two, 2083 and 84. And I've marked these because this is the progress at baccarat on its own, and then these marked things here are, this shows, okay, so we lost that, but we won that at blackjack, and we won that at blackjack. And, you can be as cynical as you like, as skeptical as you like. I mean, that's fine. I think it's probably the right approach to something like this is to say, well, that simply isn't possible. I keep demonstrating that it is possible. I keep showing you that it is not only possible, but essential to win more when you win and you lose when you lose. But I still have people sort of like dropping me little notes sort of saying, this is bollocks, this is nonsense. They don't say bollocks because they're not English, but they say the American equivalent, which is bullshit or crap or all those other nice expressions that you folks over there love to use if you happen to be a person who's over there. And it's funny because I was thinking about the challenge that I just threw out, which I'd love to be picked up by somebody who is a perennial loser at baccarat like Vegas Matt. And of course, I'm scared to death that somebody's going to say to me, well, just, we'll fly you to Las Vegas. Come to Las Vegas. We'll do a challenge right here. And my answer to that is, I'm not going back to America. Much as I love America and Americans, I am not going back to America until the floater is flushed, along with all of his enablers, the entire party, so-called, that has begun this process of selling the dear old USA down the river. So that ain't going to happen. It's going to have to be virtual if it ever does happen. And I've got family in California. I've got I've got kids over there. I've got grandkids over there. But I'm not going back until, like I say, the floater is flushed. And I could be a lot nastier about him, but this is not the place. So there we go. We're looking at a slightly reduced overall house advantage now, which suggests an indicated loss of 63,000 based upon the action that I've generated so far. Our result instead is a win of 300,000 plus the wins down at blackjack, which amount to 250 something. But this is where you have to go to the higher bet values, and it's kind of entertaining to watch the loonies like Dana White and Steve Steve will do it, and Crazy Cody Burnett, flinging 50s, hundreds of thousands around, knowing that they're losers because they bet a narrow spread. So they're only betting from maybe 10,000 to 100,000 or in that area. 1 to 10 isn't enough. I show that all the time. I demonstrate that all the time. But what counts when you get right down to it is numbers like this. Yes, I've put it in light simply because I don't want it jumping out too much. But we're currently combining baccarat and blackjack. We are currently at plus 10.3% actual value. So we have held, to use the casino term, 10.3% of our total action being 5.3 million over these last, whatever the hell it is now. It's 100 and something shoes, 180, I think. It's but that's the story, plus 10.3%. When the casino can hold 10% of total action, they're very happy. I had a conversation years ago with a guy in Harrods in State Line, a dealer, and he said to me that at the end of the shift, the guys, the bosses, would come to the blackjack table and would take all the money out of the thing, underneath the slot. And then they would want to know how much they were ahead, blah, 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 blah. And they wanted to see 25%, which is outrageous. But that's what they wanted to see. I'm going to go and get the current Nevada figures for gambling, just to have a look at that with you. Yeah, it's funny. Every time I look at one of these things, and I check them about every couple of months or so, just to see how things are going in my old home state. It's just funny. Nevada Gaming Control Board. I mean, they're demonstrating basically that they accept, they understand that gambling, running a gambling operation is a shitty way to make a living, because it hurts so many people, destroys so many people. Foreclosures and divorces and crime and suicide and all of the things that come as part of the parcel with gambling. So they're going to pretend it's not gambling, it's gaming. How ridiculous. Anyway, these are the October, the figures up to October. And you can see, I mean, blackjack is down, and craps is down, roulette is down. Ultimate Texas Hold'em seems to be getting more popular. Cannot imagine why three-card poker is becoming more popular. I mean, look at this, 31.27 house edge. Baccarat, the old-fashioned way, is up a little bit. Mini bac is down, but only a teeny-weeny-weensy bit. And you can see here that, even though the stated house edge for blackjack is just a shade over minus 1.25% to the player, because of crap nonsense play like Vegas Mats and the others. The house is actually holding 17% on full scale baccarat. I haven't seen them ever play actually. Any of the guys on YouTube playing at a fancy table, but mini bac is what they play. And that's 12%, so that's 10 times the stated house edge. I mean, how nuts is that? And then you look at three-card poker. I mean, anybody who plays that game has got to be bloody mad. 31.27% to the house. And what's the other one that's huge? Keno, of course, is... I mean, can you imagine? Keno is less profitable in percentage terms than three-card poker. And then look at this, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, which a lot of these guys promote like mad. 23%. Christ on a bicycle. Pai-Gow poker down here, 21.24%. So, I'm showing you this just to put the 10+% that we've held over all of these 180 shoes, plus some very dramatic blackjack betting. It's bloody good. I mean, it's good. Sportsbook for them is what? I didn't bother to put that over here because I'm not that interested, really. But sports pool, race book, maybe I should have put those in. Another pause. All right, then. So now we've got everything included. Which I think is great. Sportsbook 7%, racebook 15.5%, and then Pai-Gow poker, Pai-Gow Let It Ride is another rip-off. I mean, look at this. It's worse than bingo, nearly as bad as Keno, but certainly nothing touches three-card poker. So stay away from that, people. And then the other thing to stay away from, of course, is these corruptions, these abominations. The Dealer 22 is a push games. I mean, good grief. Oi! People are strange that they actually back those things. And you'll see the shills, the Vegas Mats and so on, promoting those games because they have no conscience. They just don't care. They don't care about their bloody subscribers. They're not interested in them. The bribes that they throw out. I mean, Vegas Matt is particularly funny because all of his bribes that he offers to his subscribers are financed by somebody else, like one of his online casinos or whatever. So it's never a question of him putting out his own money. Whereas Bobby Rivas will often sort of say, I gave money away, I bought everybody tacos, 3,000 people, I fed 3,000 people in Arizona at a Mexican restaurant and that sort of thing, and that would seem to be his money. But with all these guys, we have to keep in mind, they are not in jeopardy, all right? They appear to lose, they look sad, they look sort of like, I don't know, crestfallen or whatever. Doesn't matter to them, because they are always going to make more money from Google than they lose at the tables. So that's how it is. Alexa, stop. Hey, mind you, I can't complain about Alexa, because if I didn't have her telling me what to do all the time, I'd forget. And it's not because I'm really losing my mind. I don't think I'm losing my mind. A mind is a terrible thing to lose. No, simply because I'm distracted. I've got sort of baccarat and blackjack to play and things to say and things to write and all this stuff that I'm involved in. So that's what that's about. That's my excuse. I'm not getting old. I'm not getting stupid. I just need a bit of help here and there. All right, then. So that's it. Bye-bye. Okay, what I didn't mention just now, and I'm sure the sharp-eyed among you will have spotted it already, is that the two-shoe total here was, we had a player edge behind us, which was ridiculous at 13%. We did manage to double that almost to plus 25.3%. The indicated result, which is total action multiplied by the positive AV there, would be a win of 3,170 betting flat or randomly or whatever. We did better than that at 6,246, and we won 37 average bets, which is, that's crunch time right there. How many average bets did you win or lose? And I'm pretty pleased with that. Always pleased when the bankroll gets a little bit stronger, because that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at weaponry, ammunition, so that going forward, we're a little bit stronger than we were before the last session began. Sometimes we get setbacks like this piece of crap up here, but there's always blackjack, thank goodness. And now I have to figure out a new thing to ask artificial intelligence for, good old AI. It's a little bit limited, the Gemini thing on Google, but it is free. I could spend a lot of money and have really brilliant AI artwork done for me, but I just don't want to spend the dosh. I'd rather play funny money, ready for a return to the casinos when the time feels right.